Habari Entertainment proudly presents Habari Live.
Habari Live.
From Phoenix, Arizona. And you're listening to the Habari Live podcast. The show that brings you news, sports, and entertainment for people who love HabariEntertainment.com. Here are your hosts, Aisha, Jimmy, and Damon Dipleen Ellison. Let's get it going. We are all the way live.
Yes. Good morning. Another episode of Habari Live. I'm still trying to get over this cold, so I'm going to sound a little weird today. But we're going to do our thing anyway. Habari Ghani, my people, we are thrilled to bring you the latest edition of Habari Live, your go-to podcast for the Pulse of Phoenix and beyond. And as always, we are all the way live in Phoenix, Arizona, Paradise Valley, that is. And I am Damon Ellison and my co-host.
Aisha. What's up, guys?
We will be your guide through the exciting stories and everyday happenings of our vibrant community, a weekly dose of inspiration, innovation, and insightful conversations from the heart of our city. But first, what am I saying? But let's get to the top stories, man, and the stories that's been going on through the week that's made us think.
Sure. Good morning.
Yo.
As he said, I'm Aisha, and this is your Habari Live News Rundown. We're going to begin today in the East Valley, where the historic Big Ten Cotton Gin in Queen Creek is at the center of a community fight after the property that the business sits on was sold to make way for a new QT gas station. The Cotton Gin is a longtime landmark and popular event venue that has deep roots in Arizona's agricultural history. Now the family members and supporters are working to preserve the actual structure, and they're raising questions about growth, development, and what communities are willing to lose in the name of expanding their communities.
I don't have a huge opinion about this, but one thing I can say about Phoenix and Arizona as a whole, they don't do much to keep history around. They don't try to preserve much history at all. Arizona is quick to tear that shit down
and build something new.
They don't give a fuck. So they would tear that shit down fast, man. And it seems that that's what they like to do. They like to tear things down here. They don't like to keep things that's historic or history. But, you know, it comes down to these things, man. When you buy a home and your home is on land that you're leasing, and you can lose the lease of that land because that person could sell the land to someone else, and then someone else can decide whatever they want to do with that land. It comes back to land taxes. It's a tough situation, man, because it's you own a home, but if you don't own the land on that home, they can just sell the shit up under you. What are you gonna do? Hike your house up and move it to someone else? I mean, that has been done, but it's a tough situation, man. I think the land laws, it needs to be something differently, man, because it's not fair the way it's set up. The land has been there forever. I mean, I understand if it's a situation where the person who owns the land could make a certain amount of money if, you know, they are sell the land to Quick Trip. That's a quick millions for them,
right? You
know, or lease the land to them. So I don't know, man. It's like I said, it's something that needs to be talked about and discussed, man, because even when you are a homeowner, you got to pay your land taxes. Say you miss a couple pays on your land taxes, they could take your house, they could take your home, repossess everything. So you really feel like you never own anything in America because the land isn't yours. Even though the house may be paid for, you still got to pay on that land unless you own that land. Now, so it's a tough situation.
It is. Moving on, in education news, an Arizona high school has been banned from postseason playoffs following harassment allegations. Now, It's not just one particular sports team for this high school. It is
God.
all sports teams for this particular high school. Officials say that this decision comes after an investigation into reported misconduct. School leaders are responding while families and students await further details on the potential disciplinary actions and what steps are going to happen next for Coolidge High School.
I've never been to Coolidge. I can't say that I've been there. I don't know much about it. Can you look up the demographics of Coolidge? It's probably a mostly white area. It's shameful, man. That today that we're dealing with so much racism and hate. I just don't get it. I just don't get it, man. Why so many people want to be hateful towards each other? So I mean, they were pushing racism toward the Native Americans. It's tough, man. What are we doing this for?
Coolidge is a growing city in Pinal County with a population of approximately 15,300, and it's
Small.
characterized by a diverse, largely Hispanic population, over 54%, and a median age of 34 and a half years old. It offers a small town affordable lifestyle with a median household income of $57,161 and a growing manufacturing sector.
This really didn't say the demographics, but all right. I mean, whatever.
Well, I mean, it said it's mostly Hispanic, over 54%.
Okay.
So that's a lot. And then the next one is 44%, 44.5% Caucasian, and 7% Black and African American, and 4.8% American Indian and Alaska Native.
It's just bad. I don't understand why people are so evil, man. And the kids, that these things are taught, and the kids are taught to be pieces of shit toward each other because they listen to their parents. I could never imagine talking like that around my kid, talking about how I hate other people. You have to be serious, man. You have to think about your kids are listening to this stuff, and they're gonna take that shit out into the world. But at least nowadays, there are consequences for these actions. In some places, I'm happy that Coolidge education and the rest of this, the people that took this seriously, and serious consequences was handed down. And those kids unfortunately deserve it, because what are they doing? What are they doing? Why are you taunting the other kids with racist stuff? It's ridiculous.
But they learned it from their parents. Moving on, nationally, 2 transgender residents in Kansas have filed a lawsuit against the state after a new law abruptly invalidated driver's licenses for individuals who had legally changed their gender markers. The lawsuit argues the sudden reversal has created legal and personal hardships, raising broader constitutional concerns and intensifying the national debate over transgender rights and state authority.
Dog. The Republican Party, man. Man, it's a lot of evil stuff that they're doing right now, man. I just don't understand the evil that's being pushed from the right. You don't have to agree with these people's life. I don't agree in all of the situations, but if it's a mental situation, if it's a situation where some people are born with more male genetics, these things happen. Or a man is born with more female, and he's has more estrogen built into his system. It happens. Where women have more testosterone, these things happen. So I understand those things. But these people just straight up do not get it and don't care, and want to do everything they can to hurt and destroy these people because they don't agree with their lifestyle. And then they say, yeah, we're going to see it later, where Newsom is talking about that Democrats need to stay on more tabletop issues. And I understand it. I agree with him. We do. But at the same time, I do understand why some Democrats try to fight for the trans people, because the Republicans are just straight up trying to destroy them. They don't want them to exist ever again. They for real. they're doing everything they can to destroy these people's lives. They're taking away their IDs, their drivers. Like these people can't. I mean, you're gonna make them come in and get their driver's license change, dog. I don't know what your cleanse eye or whatever you say, whatever, bro. That's not true, man. There are people who are born hermaphrodites. I understand that you people don't get this shit. There are people that are born with both sexual genders. And some people say that gender roles and sex roles are something that is transitional and that can be different. It's like, your woman can be the person that's more manly and the man can be the person who's more feminine. That can happen.
Some men look feminine.
Some men are feminine. I mean, there are men who are just feminine. I remember growing up with cats. I looked at him, I'm like, dude's feminine. He has feminine actions. He's moved feminine. We were little kids and I felt that. Mm-hmm. But what are we going to do? We're going to throw them all in a hole and tell them to go away? I mean, it happens, dog. It happens. And if we can't tell people what to do with their lives, and we're worried about things that just don't matter, but they're like 0.3% of the fucking population.
Right.
Like it's a minuscule amount of people that we're so focused on. And they're using them as pawns to make their base happy, give them red meat to gnaw on because they feel good that they're shitting on trans people. Right. Like I said, I don't know anyone trans. You said you know a couple people. I've probably met a couple or seen a couple, but that's not something that's really bothering my fucking life. I don't understand why these people are so interested in this shit. It's weird, man.
It is.
It's a weird situation. And I just wish that we would stop focusing on it so much.
That's true. We should just stop focusing on it. But meanwhile, in California, a judge has ruled that the state must allow immigrant truck drivers to keep their commercial licenses. And the decision blocks the efforts that could have sidelined thousands of drivers, underscoring ongoing legal battles over immigration enforcement and workforce policy. Now, I'm not sure if you remember, but Trump wanted to, and his administration wanted to make sure that all truck drivers were taking their licensing tests in English only.
This is a cruel administration, man. The West Coast, if you don't live out here, you don't know. It's mostly Mexican, man. Arizona, it's mostly Mexican. Mm-hmm. California, it's mostly Mexican. This is the people they're the majority. And we're going to come into their home and tell them what they need to speak and how they need to speak and which language they need to speak. They were taken over by the Spanish. They speak Spanish. I mean, we demonize Spanish, but we treat the Spanish people when they come here from Europe like, hey, welcome in, fellow white guy. Let's come on in. They speak Spanish, but it's different because the Mexicans, you don't like them.
That's the skin color.
When the Spanish Europeans come over here with open arms. But when the Spanish Mexicans who were colonized, they speak the language of the Europeans. What is the problem? America has never had a set language because America already had languages that were here. The natives had their own thing. Why would we be able to come here and say what other people need to speak? You understand that California, Utah, most of the West Coast was owned by Mexico. We took it, bought it, whatever you want to fucking say. That was land. These people were already here. It was Mexico, Texas. And now we're sitting around telling people, oh, you can't be Spanish. Like, what? I mean, come on, man. This is cruelty. And then you have how we did the Native Americans. We banned all their languages. Look how cruel America has been over the years, over the centuries. When are we going to stop this? And everybody's sitting around talking about America is great now. Anybody can be whatever you want to be. These people aren't doing that. No, these people, you can become what you want. As we tell people what language they have to speak and how they need to read, which language can be their first language. It's silly shit, man. You know these people are going to have to be able to read the road signs, so they're going to have to be able to read English regardless. How are you going to get on the fucking road test if you can't speak English? None of the signs are English. So you're going to have to learn regardless. But this is just bull that they're trying to push this forward and trying to make people take tests in certain written languages. It's dumb. This is stupid shit that we're focusing on that has no bearings on the price of fucking meat and beef that's going out the fucking ceiling right now.
Does it matter how many questions are on the test as long as they can pass the test?
Man, we're going to make the test easy for this. Man, stop lying. Prove it. Why would they make the test easier for the Spanish? Like, that just sounds dumb. It sounds dumb. That sounds stupid. Y'all always saying dumb shit with no proof. Oh, they're making it easier for because out there it's mostly Mexican people and Spanish people that's coming to get these jobs. Why wouldn't you give it the opportunity when they're coming for the jobs to be able to pass the test, to be able to do these jobs, especially if you having shortages? You have no other people coming over here to get the job. Every country has conquered land. Do they? Because most people are in places that they've been, especially in Africa, the cradle of civilization, they've been forever. Everybody didn't get up and go somewhere else and take places over. That was the Europeans who decided to do that. So you are wrong. Every place doesn't have conquered land. The Africans stayed in Africa. They didn't go to other places and take out all of Europe. The Europeans decided to go and try to take out India and take out Africa and take out America and take out everywhere else in the world and try to take them over. No one else was that cruel but the Europeans, the Spanish, the Dutch, the English. Those are the people. Now, name a country that was taken over by Africans that's outside of Africa that's speaking African languages right now. Just some white people that's speaking African language because they was taken over by the Africans. Just name it. Go ahead. Tell me. What country is that? Because it don't exist. People were living their lives chilling. Right. Other people wanted to come in and take other people over because they were cruel. They were piece of shit brothers, piece of shit people. And they felt as they wanted to take everybody else out and push their lifestyle and their religion and their God on everybody else. Yeah, they were cruel to each other. You're right. Because the Europeans, the British and the Irish, the Germans, all the wars that they were having and killing each other and maiming each other in all the wars, they felt as though they needed to take that to other places. The Greeks going around killing everybody else. All these people, man. The last Asian conqueror, what was I can't even think of his name right now. But it was a long time ago. That's all I can say. But anyway, go to the next one.
Right. Moving on in tech developments, OpenAI revealed that a recent mass shooter had maintained a second account on the platform as the company announces sweeping changes for its safety protocols. The disclosure comes as tech companies face increasing scrutiny over how AI tools are used, misused in real-world incidences, such as the one that occurred in Canada.
You talk about the anthropic, right? I mean,
this was the school incident that happened in Canada. The school shooter
because he was using a Chat GPT.
Yes, he had a Chat GPT account, and Chat GPT banned his first account, but he was able to create a second account and maintain that second account. Is what OpenAI is now revealing to us.
It's tough, man, but it's going to happen. We're going to have these situations where AI is going to learn its real life lessons. We have Donald Trump right now pushing to not have any rules impede AI or data centers. He pushed to take funding away for states that put any laws in place to try to stop these data centers or AI. But there are going to be rules, man. There's going to be regulations that have to be put in place because AI is a new territory that we have no idea what the consequences or what actions will come out of this application. We've already seen a person kill themselves using ChatGPT. Now we've seen a person using ChatGPT to go and kill others. So it's going to be rules and regulations that's going to be put in place to try to tether and bring these applications down to earth to try to see which things they can and cannot do and what's going to hurt the population, what's going to hurt people. There has to be rules. I 100% disagree with Trump. I know the Republican Party loves to say no rules, regulations. No, they hate that, but the regulations are needed, and if people are getting hurt, that's definitely going to need regulations. I don't even I can't even think why we wouldn't have regulations on this shit.
Right.
Well, and we all, a lot of people just think back to the Terminator movies in the 80s and shit, and we know what's going to happen if Starlink start going crazy. You know what I mean? We know. We watch the movies, man. So I don't get it, man. But we're going to talk more about it. But it's definitely weird, man, to see people trying to allow these AI companies and data centers to just take over everything.
Right. Yep. You're right. And moving on, in a landmark settlement, a pharmaceutical company has reached an agreement with the estate of Henrietta Lacks, whose cells were taken without her consent in the 1950s and then became one of the most important tools in modern medicine. The HeLa cells have been used in countless scientific breakthroughs for decades.
Mhm.
This settlement now represents a significant moment in the ongoing conversation about medical ethics, consent, and racial injustice in its research.
Yeah, that is crazy, man. That you're using people's cells without their fucking permission and doing things like that. But these are the type things that has happened to African Americans from the medical profession for years. Unfortunately, that's why a lot of people don't trust the medical profession when it comes to these type things because these things have happened in history, and it is bad. It's you shouldn't take advantage of people, and this is a lot of things that has happened throughout the medical history. And I'm a pro science person. I'm science first, man, because science is real life. None of this is faith. This is you have to prove what you are speaking. You have to prove your hypothesis. You can't just make something be something. You have to be able to prove your hypothesis to become a theory where people can say this is what happens. These are the rules of laws that these things happen, and you have to prove that over and over.
Mhm.
And I believe science does that.
It
I don't
does.
think that faith does that. But you can't have trust in science if you're taking advantage of people and you're treating people differently. You're doing things differently to others because they're poor or they can't afford the lawyers or whatever, man. And it's said I'm pro medicine, man, but it's just sad, man. The things that have happened, like the things with the Tuskegee Airmen when they did the a syphilis test on them without their permission. Like that's crazy stuff, and that makes people not trust hospitals and doctors. And already the doctors don't listen to most black women. Black women have higher mortality rates. Things that just it's a lot of garbage in the medical profession. And then when people try to work to try to get black people into the medical profession, DEI. No, DEI.
Only 2% of all surgeons in America are Black.
Yeah, it's bad. We don't have the schooling in the neighborhoods and the places that's needed to be able to bring black people out of these situations. We can have more surgeons throughout. That infrastructure needs to be built. Engineers, doctors. What are we doing?
Right.
We can't depend on them to do shit for us because they're not going to. We're going to have to do it our fucking selves. These are people who do have fucking money, need to be helping. All the people who do have billions and millions, we can't depend on other motherfuckers to help. The government ain't gonna help. The state ain't gonna help. They never fucking have. Why don't we build it our fucking selves? It's just something I would never understand. People just get the fuck out the hood and just go on with their lives, never giving a fuck or giving back to the places that they came from. And I'm not gonna say all. I'm just saying
a good majority.
Too many. Because if more help, then we wouldn't have all these issues and all these problems that we do have. I can't, you don't want to blame. People can do with their money what they fucking want. But we can't sit here and act like the black community are having all these issues and we don't have the people who do have the power
that aren't
coming together to fucking help to get these places out of. What the fuck we gonna sit around and cry talking about the government? They ain't gonna, obviously. We've been waiting 400 fucking years and they're not gonna do shit.
Right.
So why wait for them?
That part.
It's not gonna happen.
Exactly. And on the global stage, the United States and Israel have launched strikes on targets in Iran as Tehran responds with retaliatory actions across the region. The escalating conflict has heightened tensions throughout the Middle East and has raised some concerns among world leaders about the risk of broader regional instability. What do you think about that?
Oh, man. This shit's ridiculous, man. The dude, he pushed, he said no new wars. He talked, and we've been in a different skirmish pretty much every other month. So he didn't keep to his word at all.
At all.
And this war he's already said people are going to get hurt. So he's okay with people dying for this and what he stands for. But we're going to talk about it a little later, man. He's just Netanyahu's pit bull, and whatever Netanyahu says, it seems that Trump does. And he's not very, very headstrong when it comes to Israel. They do whatever he wants. And I feel sorry for the people in Iran. Already we saw a girl was hit by the missiles and bombings. 50 people dead in Iran. But this is
a hotel
bad,
was
man.
bombed in Dubai.
It's bad.
Yeah.
A lot of people are going to get hurt. And the main thing that we all have to remember is that when Trump got into office, there was already a deal that Obama brokered between Iran and America to make sure that they didn't get nuclear weapons.
In his first term, in Trump's first term.
He ripped it up. He ripped it up. He didn't want the deal anymore. So now we're bombing them and shooting them down and killing people and killing little girls. So little girls are already dead because, Israel, they're cruel, cruel, cruel people. And this is who we're working with. How they did Gaza is what they're going to try to do to Iran. And, Netanyahu for at least 30, 40 years have been talking about Iran. He wants them bad. He's always wanted them. He wants them. And Trump is dumb enough to be his pit bull and go and do it. But the move that he made to rip up that deal, that Obama went out there and talked to people and figured out a better way to handle this thing diplomatically. Now we're listening to Netanyahu and he's charging us into a war. Like I said, 50 girls. I don't know if they're all girls, but it was a girls' school that was bombed. Early this morning, late yesterday. These are the things that's going on. Yep. And they promised us no new wars and that Biden, he would stop every war on day one. He has done nothing but put us into new skirmishes and new wars.
At every turn.
Any chance he gets. Yep.
And finally, reports indicate that the Trump administration has blacklisted the AI firm Anthropic after the company has allegedly refused Pentagon demands related to artificial intelligence development and defense collaboration. The move signals growing friction between government agencies and private AI developers over national security priorities. Anthropic says, no, we want to have an ethical system. We don't want anyone to just be able to do what they want to do with it. And the Trump administration and the Pentagon is saying, well, we want to be able to do what we want to do with it with no repercussions, no consequences, no regards for anything that we are doing using your platform.
I mean, they want to use it for domestic,
Weapons.
autonomous weapons
Mm-hmm.
and domestic spying, for they can spy on Americans is what they want to do, and they want to be able to use this with impunity, and they don't want the company to say anything. And he's trying to blacklist them. He's also trying to get them looked up as, I forgot the name, but it's usually for different companies, for companies outside of America. They're trying to list them as a company that no American company can deal with or mess with ever again. And they're trying to hurt Anthropic as much as they can. It's strong arm tactics, authoritarian. It's what the Trump administration has been about since day one. And it's crazy to see so many people in America clapping for this mess, as they always said, small government, small government. I've talked to Republicans for years, and small government was a staple, state rights, staple. Nowadays, I mean, this guy's going around punking companies, telling companies to do what he say, or you're going to hurt. I'm going to do this. I'm going to do that to you. We wonder why all these companies were bending to him, because they knew once he got it back in power, he was going to do whatever he could to hurt these companies. So that's why they are Amazon and all these companies forking over money to this dude, hoping that he doesn't hurt them as a company, because the decisions he's trying to destroy companies. If you don't agree with him, if you don't ride with him, if you don't hire who you want, it's like with this Netflix deal. Mm-hmm. He said he don't want Susan Rice on the board.
Yep.
So he's done everything they can to push Netflix out of this deal and put Paramount in front. And this deal is all about ego when it comes to Paramount. It doesn't really make sense that they want over Warner Brothers, but they want CNN. They want to kill CNN. They want to kill anything that talks bad against him. The FCC is in his pocket. Everything's for him right now. He's going to get whatever he wants. He's going to tell everybody, whatever company, to shut down or do what he wants, and everybody's just going to do it because right now he's a king. He's a king, the all-powerful. And the way he's treating people and companies, making them do what he wants with their companies. He's putting his finger on business deals.
Private business deals.
Telling people who he think what deals should come through and what deals shouldn't be able to go through. It's a crazy, crazy, crazy world we're in right now. But, Republicans are still clapping and hollering. They love it. As this guy takes over. And could you imagine how would if this shoe was on the other foot and this was Biden doing this, or Obama, oh my goodness, they would be losing their fucking minds. Or any other Democrat. They would be burning buildings down. They would be attacking the Congress, attacking the state. Mm-hmm. They would be losing it. Dude tried to give them health care, and they started the Tea Party. I mean, could you imagine if Obama was telling companies what to do and who to hire and what they had to do? But this AI shit is a big, big thing. And they want to use this shit for facial recognition. Mm-hmm. They want to use it to spy on Americans.
In your own home.
They want to use these Ring cameras to be able to get into you, see everything you're doing. Shit, man, we watching this shit, John Oliver last night. And he's talking about these cities in Colorado that's got cameras in the front and the back of the city. They see when you come in and when you leave the city.
Yep.
They got cameras all over the city. And these cameras aren't just for, to see license plates and or maybe crimes or speeding cameras. These are straight up just cameras to see who's coming in and coming out of their fucking city.
Yep.
The age of cameras spying on us, the age of
civilian surveillance.
Surveillance of civilians it's here. It's here already, man. And we don't get out here and vote this shit out of here, man, we are gonna have cameras everywhere. And we sitting here laughing at Britain and what they got going on. But these people they're gonna have cameras everywhere. We're not gonna be able to do anything without a camera. Now, Amazon, they own Ring. They did shut down this deal where they were going to be finding dogs using your Ring cameras in this big network of just spying on people, because people flipped out when they seen that shit on the Super Bowl.
Yep.
Because those what the hell?
Cameras.
Man, what?
It make you not even want to have one.
Nah, dog, I don't. It's tough because they got these networks and they just spying on everyone. And I don't know who's with this. But people, this is happening. Say whatever you want, man. Exactly, bro. But they are okay with this, with spying and AI watching you and cameras doing it. Like, dude, they're okay with it. They're okay. Long as it's their king, it's fine. Trump spying on you and shit, trying to use AI to look in your home. Like, this shit is nasty, man. There's too many people are with it though, and that's the most disgusting part. Is the right of, okay, here, take my rights. Go ahead, spy on me. People are weird, man, and these are the people who went out into the woods to be against the government and get off the damn the whole network. They went out into the woods when the Democrats were the president. Now they're pro-government now. It's a weird bunch, man.
Very weird.
Anyway,
that was it.
Look on the chat. The surveillance state has been in progress way before Trump. You're right, because it was put in it started with Bush and him putting in the Department of Homeland Security. And they started spying on people all the way back in the day. Another Republican president. So surveillance, I mean, it's happening before then. I can't say that was the beginning. They've spied on people, the Nixon and the COINTELPRO, whatever it was when he was going after all the black people. His everything, man, going after people who were fighting for the rights of the poor. I mean, it's nasty stuff, man. But, it's getting crazier now because we know how smart AI is. We know how AI is going to work. But this facial recognition shit should scare anybody because it's going to be used, and these computers make mistakes. You can't use this shit for the end all be all. Just like when watching John Oliver and the case that they had in there, they said, oh, 100% this is you. The camera got you. No, the camera was wrong. It wasn't her. It was someone else. You at my door telling me I done committed a crime because you got something on film and no other fucking
no other evidence.
No other evidence that you went after. You didn't take a second to look at anything else. You just saw the cameras and was like, oh, guilty. I saw you leaving the city. We seen your car leave the city 20 times. What were you doing coming in 20 times? Dude, I just drive straight through your city. Nope, you stole something. We got the Ring camera. We got the cameras. The cameras everywhere, G. And the police love it because they can just be lazy fucks. They don't have to do any fucking detective work. They can just look at the cameras and, hey, yeah, that guilty. And we all know sometimes the cameras can tell different stories. They might look like me, but bro, that's not me. After closer look, that isn't you. But dude, this is gonna get bad, man. And the way Trump them is trying to take out all the rules when it comes to AI and trying to just make it be a free for all, wild, wild west, people are gonna pay the price. There has to be regulations when it comes to AI and all of this security watching us. No more privacy. We got cameras everywhere. I don't know, man. Yeah, man. Yeah, I've heard about that. So I don't. I mean, we're gonna sit here and build the Terminator. We didn't watch the movie since the '80s. We're gonna sit here and build the shit that kills us. I mean, how smart is that?
Right.
But hey, these companies are going steam ahead, full steam ahead when it comes to AI. They're putting billions, billions, and billions into this. Some people have already lost their jobs. Some people are saying more jobs will be lost. Software companies are getting hurt because they're like software won't be needed for a lot of these things. It's going to be a lot of change, and I would think that the conservatives would be very scared about this, but they seem to be whatever. You know, they want to conserve the regular life, I thought. But, you know, I don't know. Data centers using more power than entire cities. Our electricity bills have went up 13% since 2025. We're all seeing raising of our prices of our bills because they're building data centers and using more power than the whole city. How is that helping us? Shouldn't these data centers power their own fucking buildings? I mean, this is crazy. Crazy stuff. We got to do something about these data centers, man. Or our bill is going to be skyrocketing because these companies, oh, we need new infrastructure. We need new infrastructure. We have to build. So our bill have to keep going up to help these companies when they should be on their own grid. Why they're on our grid? The residential and public grid should be different than the grid that's used for this fucking data center. Y'all need to build your own fucking power infrastructure. That needs to be part of y'all fucking budget when you're about to build these fucking buildings. Mm-hmm. Your water can't come from the state. It can't come from the places that feed and give people water to the people.
They better learn how to use reclaimed water.
You better do something. These data centers is going to make life harder, and we building them in Arizona. We ain't got no fucking water. It's so dumb. It's so stupid, man. Right. But these motherfuckers want the money, so money is everything. What? I was asking the question. I don't need to remember what you need. I don't even know what you're talking about, bro. What is 10 people, numbers, and addresses? What?
Yeah, that was a question.
Why? People don't remember numbers and addresses anymore. It's all saved in our phones. Back in the day, you have to remember that shit. Nowadays, shit, I look that shit up on the fucking phone. Who the fuck is remembering numbers and addresses anymore? Mine and mine only. That's the address I remember. Not anymore. Back in the day, you had to remember several. You had to know a couple phone numbers. I probably know my old lady phone number. That's about it. I don't remember shit.
I know a few phone numbers by heart.
I don't.
But
yours.
As far as addresses go, I can remember how to get to your place, but I ain't finna remember the exact address.
Hell no, I don't remember your fucking address. Not anymore. Not in these days. Everything's saved for us. So, anyway, so this week, man, we're going to get into some more things that's going on, man. Talk a couple stories. I'm going to play a couple videos for you. Let's get into it. Give me a second. Yeah, so we're going to talk a little bit about these fucking Epstein files still, man, because, you know, a lot of stuff came out. Let's talk about just who's being protected, who's being sacrificed, you know, and as we see, some people have to step down from their jobs. Some people have quit their positions. We've seen Bill Gates come out and apologize for his role and some of the things that he has done. We've seen what was the dude in the wheelchair? Stephen Hawking. Oh, Stephen Hawking. We've seen pictures of him. They said that those were his caregivers, though, but he was on the island. So a lot of people that we look to, talk to, a lot of big time people were here and doing a lot of crazy stuff. We don't know exactly. Trump is not on the list. Yeah, that is definitely a joke. But it's crazy to see the gymnastics that the Republican Party are trying to toe the line when it comes to this subject. As they watch them online, they try to attack Hillary and Bill, going after them because that's what Fox News is doing. They're blaming Hillary and Bill, and not even talking about Trump, even though he's mentioning the third most behind the two people who were put in jail for this. So he would be the most besides those two, which is crazy. He's all over it. He has allegations, crazy allegations in these files, and he keeps saying he's exonerated because Ghislaine Maxwell said so.
Because she said, if you give me clemency, I'll exonerate you publicly.
Right. But she said the word exonerate, so he's like, I'm exonerated. She said it, look. So he feels as though because she said those words, he's in the clear. So he has nothing to worry about. And it's insane. Yes, I did read all of the information that was out of the files that pertain to Mr. Trump. I read them. Wrote a couple of articles about it too. But everyone locked in with us around the country, man. This is Habari Live, like always. Today we're covering the story that just refuses to fucking die because the questions are still unanswered and files are still being hid. The Epstein files, man, the dispositions, the missing pages, the redactions, and the crooked DOJ. The controversy just will not die, man. It won't go away, and it keeps getting uglier by the day. So let's be extremely careful and extremely clear right out the gate. A name appearing in a document does not automatically mean a crime was committed. Sometimes it means proximity, social contact, a meeting, a flight log, an email, a chain, a donor, a network, a referral, a party invite, a business introduction. But here's the problem, bro. If the public is being told that this is about transparency and accountability, then transparency can't be selective because this week we witnessed something major. Former Secretary of State Hillary Clinton sat for a closed-door deposition where photos were leaked. Dummies.
Big dummies.
Man, on Thursday, February 26, 2026, and called the whole thing political theater, which it was. Because it makes no sense. Why is she being called in? Her name isn't in the files. She has no photos with him. I understand Bill. I get Bill. Bill is in pictures. He's in pools and hot tubs. She's on the plane. Bill should have been called. But I don't understand why they took Hillary. But I know politically, because a lot on the right and a lot of people hate Hillary and she's so evil, they hate her. So they had to throw her in there. But I thought that was just straight silly shit for her to be in there. Mm-hmm. Now, I can't question Bill Clinton. There's no question on that because he was in the fucking files and he was in the pictures.
In the files and the pictures.
Man, you was in all these pictures, man. You need to answer some questions. And I have no problem with that. But I thought with Hillary, I thought they were playing political theater. While denying she knew Epstein or had any knowledge of any of the crimes that she was committing, the Washington Post stated former President Bill Clinton is going to be questioned. He was questioned yesterday behind closed doors. Also, and multiple outlets note it's the first time a former president has been compelled to testify to Congress in this context. Meanwhile, there's escalating reports that the DOJ may have withheld or mishandled parts of the release, including missing pages identified by NPR reporting summarized widely this week that they are hiding files. They also took down pictures of Lutnick
with Epstein on the island.
Oh, he's on the island with Epstein. And everybody's seen the fucking picture and they just gonna take it down. No, they're trying to protect Lutnick.
Cover it up.
He's next. He should be, we want to hear answer questions. He should be next. Lutnick should be next, period. Like I said, man, Bill Clinton, I have no problem with him being questioned because it makes sense. Bill's all in the fucking files. And everybody on the right, they agree with that. Yeah, that's true. Yeah, Bill was in. Okay, Trump's next, right? No, not Trump. Like, okay. Yeah, we sit there and said, this is the things that kills me about the parties. The Democrats, they always do the right thing. I ain't gonna say always, but in most situations, they do the right thing. Y'all want to call they want to call Bill? Let's call him. There was several Democrats that voted to fucking call Bill.
Let's call Trump.
Now the Democrats are like, all right, let's call Trump. Everybody, let's get in, let's vote to get Trump in here. Oh, no. There's no need for that. There's no need. We don't need Trump. How are we going to hold this dude to a different standard? If Bill was in the files just as much as fucking Trump, why the fuck would the standards be different for Trump? It doesn't make any fucking sense. We got Acosta, you got Lutnick, you got Bill Barr. All these guys that's in the fucking files. Like, it's crazy. And then, Trump derangement syndrome. Right. It's Trump derangement syndrome to hold him to the same standard we just held Bill Clinton to. Bill Clinton was in a lot of photos, and he deserved to be deposed. No one has a problem with that. Because he had questions down how his answers and the things he said, a lot of people didn't like it. They didn't feel as though he was telling the truth, whatever. But he answered the questions. He showed up to the hearing, and he did what he was supposed to do.
Why can't Trump do the same?
Why can't Trump do the same? Why does the standards have to be fucking different for this guy? When he's all in pictures, videos, dancing, pointing at girls.
In photos with the girls.
He's done it all. He's got two accusations of rape in the files. And you're going to sit here and tell me that he shouldn't be fucking disposed? I don't get it. I don't get it. His deposition should be next. His hearing should be next. Period. Why is it going to be different? And as all this happens, the political questions that won't go away is simple shit. Why are Republicans focusing public fire on the Clintons and everybody else while not calling Donald Trump? When the files and reporting keep circling back to Trump's name and the DOJ's handling of what was released. Now, we got one mission here at Habari. Sort the facts from the spin, name the contradictions, and ask the only questions that fucking matters. Why are we playing games? Who is being protected? And who is being used as a shield, as that's what they're doing with the Clintons, to shield Trump, to make them look like they're really trying to do something. When you're not going to call all these other people, then we know you're just playing games. You're playing partisan bullshit. Period. Now, go ahead and play the video, Hillary on Epstein over there.
Well, as my friend Joanne Carducci said, there's 3 people mentioned most.
I ain't gonna tell me I don't have any more.
Well, as my friend Joanne Carducci said, there's 3 people mentioned most in the Epstein files, and that's Jeffrey Epstein, Ghislaine Maxwell, and Donald Trump.
It's not doing anything.
What is it doing? I mean, you see, it's there.
It's there, but it didn't do anything.
Click on the other one. Don't tell me all the videos tripping.
Well, I have just finished testifying.
Well, as my friend Joanne Carducci said, there's 3 people mentioned most in the Epstein files, and that's Jeffrey Epstein, Ghislaine Maxwell, and Donald Trump. One of them is in prison, one of them died in prison, and one of them is the president of the United States, but we're deposing Hillary Clinton. Like, it doesn't make any sense. At the end of the day, the government has repeatedly lied about these files. They refuse to release the full files. Then they're hiding the documents, and now they're pointing allegations everywhere except at the president, who is in the files the very most. And this is a huge distraction to use Hillary Clinton, the like vicious, evil Hillary Clinton, as a distraction from what they've actually done.
Or as a distraction from not going after Trump for 4 years.
They so stupid, dog. They really think that's a got you. You didn't go after Trump. Biden didn't go after Trump. Y'all cried about the crimes that the dude was found guilty for. Could you imagine how much crying y'all would do if Biden and them would have went after him for the Epstein files? Oh, it's a witch hunt. Dude found guilty like a motherfucker. Evidence piling up out the fucking sky. Witch hunt. Like, you're not going to believe it. You wouldn't believe anything. You're right, bro. That's all they got is TDS. That's all they can say. TDS. Because they protecting the pedo. Nah, man, we ain't wishing that the dude we not wishing. We ain't praying. We see the evidence. We see the evidence, and the evidence isn't looking good. We've listened to what dude talks about. Somehow y'all ignore his words. We listened when he said, when you're famous, you could just grab them any way you want to. We listened to that. You didn't. We listened when he said he goes into the girls' locker room and checking them out when they're dressing. You didn't. You didn't care. That was all good to you. You kept voting for this dude. Listen to the motherfuckers. You're listening to everything the left says. Oh, they was all over. Oh, you're here what Newsom said, that was racist. But anything else comes out of the right that's racist, I don't get it. That's not racist. They jump on anything else, man. But when it comes from their side, it's crazy.
Got blinders on.
It's crazy. It's insane. But anyway, we go ahead and play the video too of Hillary talking.
Well, I have just finished testifying. I answered every one of their questions as fully as I could, based on what I knew. And what I knew is what I said in my statement this morning. I never met Jeffrey Epstein, never had any...
Well, as my friend...
Come on.
It's on some bull.
Yeah, it is.
Whatever, man. Hillary's disposition and her public comments afterwards. Bill Clinton's coming out saying that he didn't know anything about his crimes or anything that he was doing. The DOJ's missing pages and redaction failures or something else. Why nobody's getting arrested from America? Why only other places are people paying the price, but in America, everybody's just skating away? The political double standard here, man, is ridiculous. Who gets subpoenaed versus who doesn't? Howard Lutnick and the potential subpoena talk that's going on behind him, they're saying they're going to have the votes to get him subpoenaed. When it comes to Hillary and her closed door disposition, she did speak publicly and she said what she thought and what she knew. But that's what happens.
Exactly. But let's go ahead and talk about what happened on Thursday. Hillary Clinton testified behind closed doors with the House Oversight Committee. She denied knowing any crimes committed by Epstein or Ghislaine Maxwell. And she did not recall ever meeting Epstein or major outlets' reports that she framed the disposition as partisan political theater. And the details around that closed door setting matter because reporting says that the hearing was disrupted by a member, violated with no photos rule, and images circulated online. Mm-hmm. Now, if you were watching at home, here's what this means for you. Even if you believe that Hillary Clinton has no connection with the Epstein files, the committee is still using the Clintons as a centerpiece for the spectacle. And that's where the credibility really kicks in here. Because after the deposition, Hillary Clinton spoke to the reporters. ABC and other outlets reported her walkout/press moment after the deposition. And I mean, she was quite poised, if you ask me. She reiterated everything that she had said while in the meeting, while being deposed.
Right. Yeah, I agree. It didn't seem like she wasn't scared about what was going on. Man, this thing's weird. She wasn't afraid. She came in and did her thing. When Bill Clinton came and he talked. You know, he said he didn't know much. And, you know, that's what he says. We don't know if he's lying or if he's true, what's going on. But I just feel as though that, you know, Trump should be next. Bill Clinton, he went in, he was questioned in the closed door, which they asked it to be public. They've asked for all the files to be released. I guess that's all you can say. So I just hope that the Republicans would do the right thing. I know they won't. They're going to fight to keep Trump from being have to go into a hearing. They're going to. It's going to be a fight, and it's probably not going to happen until the Democrats get some power when it comes to the Congress. It's probably not going to happen. So I don't know, man. I don't know what's going to happen, how long it's going to be. But, you know, Bill Clinton, he did deny wrongdoing and denied knowledge of Epstein's crime. Now, again, association is not guilt, man. But association is enough to justify questions, subpoenas, and transparency. Here, the big issue, if Republicans say that this is about holding the Epstein class accountable, if that's what this is about, then the standard must apply across the board. And that's all I've been saying the whole time, man. We have to make sure that all people that are in the files are held to the same standard. I don't get Republicans who want to sit here and say, oh, yes, the Democrats need to answer questions. And then I say, all right, Howard Lutnick and all those guys, they need to answer questions. No. Like, why are y'all so weird, man? Then it's got to be, you're TDS. Like, it's so stupid. Like, come on, man. Y'all are just, y'all don't hide y'all partisan fucking ideas and ideology. Protect your own. Like, damn, like Trump said, he can shoot somebody on Fifth Avenue, and y'all just be like, oh, look what the Democrats are letting men in girls' bathrooms. Like, it's weird. We subpoena the people we can weaponize, and we ignore the people we can't politically torch. Because the trust problem isn't only about who is in the files, it's about who controls the release of the files, which takes us straight to the DOJ. The DOJ, they have missing pages, redactions, they're taking pictures off the fucking site, they're blocking things, they're tracking people. Go ahead, you see where we at?
But now let's go ahead and get to the part that should bother everybody, regardless of your political party, because this week, reporting indicates that the DOJ is facing scrutiny on two fronts. One, the missing pages and the withheld materials. A widely circulated summary of NPR reporting says that 53 pages of material were missing from the DOJ release, which raises questions about whether or not the records were actually being withheld purposefully.
Mm-hmm.
And two, the redaction failures and the victim privacy.
Mm-hmm.
The DOJ has faced backlash over whether or not sensitive materials were properly handled, while reporting that the department was reviewing whether or not records were mistakenly withheld, and more broadly, whether or not the release was completely executed. So here's the point that Habari is making today. If the DOJ is indeed the gatekeeper of what the public sees, then politics becomes the filter, not justice. And that's why the people are as furious as they are today. Because not only that, they want a conspiracy, because they want the same standard for everybody. And that leads us to the question echoing across social media, Congress, and the press today. Why is no one being arrested? Which brings us to our first requested
Thomas Massey, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if it's going to play. It should be at the top.
The gentleman from Kentucky, Mr. Massey, for 5 minutes.
Thank you, Madam Speaker.
Congress created the Department of Justice. Congress funds the Department of Justice, and Congress is responsible for the oversight of the Department of Justice. When will we see justice? I'll tell you what I've not seen. I've not seen any arrests from the revelations in the Epstein files, over 3 million documents describing horrible things, describing unspeakable things, so much of it redacted. Over 24 people have resigned, CEOs, members of government worldwide. But I haven't seen any arrests or investigations here in the United States from this Department of Justice. Prince Andrew, Duke of York, who has since been stripped of his royalty, his royal titles, due to his affiliation with Jeffrey Epstein, has been arrested. Peter Mandelson, who previously served as UK's ambassador to the United States, resigned in disgrace from United Kingdom's House of Lords and the Labour Party, and he's been arrested. Former Prime Minister of Norway, Torbjorn Jagland, has been charged. But we don't see any charges, arrests, or investigations in the United States. What do we see? We see our FBI director celebrating in the locker room at the Olympics overseas. It's fine to be proud of this country, but we should be proud of this country because we have a system of justice that works. And yet we do not. Who are the men that should be investigated? I'll name them right here. Leon Black. You don't even have to see past the redactions to see that this man needs to be investigated. Jess Staley, accused of terrible things. It's right there in the files. Why is he not being investigated? And Leslie Wexner. Why did the FBI list him as a co-conspirator in their own documents in a child sex trafficking case, and then tell him, according to him, that they had no questions for him? Why is that? Well, the Epstein Files Transparency Act requires the DOJ and the FBI to disclose to us their internal memos and emails about how they made those decisions, whether to prosecute or not prosecute. Yet they have not delivered those memos. And we still don't have the memos and documents and emails from 2008 to explain why Jeffrey Epstein was given such a light sentence in what would have been an open and shut case.
It's real.
Of child sex trafficking, which allowed him to go back and recommit these terrible crimes, create hundreds of more victims, and ensnare so many other people in his conspiracy. Where are those documents that describe those decisions? We need justice. We want the Department of Justice to get to work, and that's what they need to do now.
Go ahead and bring us back. Now, I can say that Mr. Massey is one of the few Republicans that are fighting for the right things to do.
Said he was going to name names.
He did. He did. Thomas Black.
Leon Black,
whatever. Thomas Wexner. And these people need to be brought to justice.
They do.
And especially if they have any connections to any of this shit. Now, y'all keep saying that Democrats, why didn't they open them? That's just, y'all just making excuses, man. Making excuses, trying to protect these people. The people who I don't care how long the government, the people that let this dude slide since the 90s, from Bill Clinton, I don't give a fuck. Usually the president isn't in these situations. They let the DOJ go after the people they supposed to. But Trump is the person who came in talking about he's going to open the files and all this shit he was talking about. Usually the FBI, the DOJ, they're separate entities. And people don't use them as political pawns. But that is something Trump is doing. He has all these people saying they work for Trump, not the American people. I've never heard anybody say that before in my life until this administration, where people are admitting in court, in hearings, I don't work for the American people. I work for Trump. He can fire me.
Trump appointed me to my position.
He put me in my position. I answer to him, not the American people. Craziness. And y'all are clapping for this shit. is all these people admit that they don't give a fuck about you or I. It's all about him. Wow. And you're okay with that? Mm-hmm. But Thomas Massey, you know, he named names. He did his thing, man. He did his thing, and I applaud Massey. Go ahead. No, you do. Yeah, I mean, yeah, go ahead.
But whether or not you agree, the reason this hits is because it's the same feeling that the public has.
Mm-hmm.
Big names, big institutions, big headlines, but no clear accountability pipeline in the U.S. whatsoever. And when you pair that frustration with missing pages and messy releases, people start believing the worst. Their imaginations start running wild. But let's go ahead and get into this next clip that frames the political argument on why Hillary and why not Trump.
Now, Captain Homer, I have to agree. Congressional votes are bought. And everything we have done to try to get dark money out of politics, these people do everything they can to block it. Now, when we can get dark money and get money and insider trading out of politics, it would be nice. But every time a bill is pushed forward, guess who uses it as a time to vote against it? The people who use it every day as a weapon. They don't want to get that weapon. They love to use it against Pelosi and the right. Even though the left, even though the people who make the money are usually from the right, who make the most money from insider trading. And we saw the votes go down last time. Who didn't vote? Republicans, overwhelmingly, who have control of everything. A bill was put place to kill insider trading. Republicans have the House, the Senate, and the president. They could have passed this bill with ease. It was put forward by a Republican. And what happened? It lost. It lost. It lost. Neither one of these parties, I don't care what side, need to get dark money, insider trading, all these things going on. It needs to happen. But the people who use it as a weapon, they don't want to lose that weapon because they can use your mind. Oh, look, the left making all this money while Donald Trump is making the most money of any politician in the history of politics. And we're going to keep asking why Hillary and why not Trump, though. But let's play this CNN clip. Should be at the top. Oh, did we already play that? Oh, they already played it. Yeah, don't worry about it. Let's play Ruben. There we go.
Princes, CEOs, the most powerful men in the world are being held accountable everywhere except the United States, where we are supposed to be a country of equal justice.
World from where we are now. How would you describe where we are now?
I don't understand what it's on.
Princes, CEOs, the most powerful men in the world are being held accountable everywhere except the United States, where we are supposed to be a country of equal justice under the law. We are actually proving quite the opposite. You know, what we're proving here right now, what the Republicans are proving right now with the help of Donald Trump and Attorney General Pam Bondi, is that if you are part of the Epstein class, if you are rich enough, you are powerful enough, you can do some really horrific things.
And get away
raping children, raping women, engaging in sex trafficking. And this administration, the Republicans, will engage in an active cover-up for you. And even more so, now we're getting more reports of some real serious allegations of this president from a minor, a woman who was a minor, that is accusing the president of some very serious crimes. The American public deserves to know what happened, who was involved. Not just President Trump, but everyone else involved, all these powerful men that are still walking around the United States right now.
That's real. Ruben Gallego speaking the truth. Why do you think these guys, what's up, Ryan? What do you think these guys going to be able to get away with all this stuff while you're trying to bring everyone else to account? Now, I've seen several people talking about the USA hockey team. Those guys, man, that was ridiculous. I just wish that Trump and Kash Patel didn't hijack the win to make it all about them. That's what I thought was garbage. Then you got people, because of them putting themselves forward and center in their win, a lot of people were turned off by the whole thing. And we already know hockey and UFC are very much with the Trump and with Trump support, and we already know that situation. But I thought that it was garbage for Trump to go and shit on the women while talking big about the men and just putting themselves in the middle of that win. I thought that was disgusting. And it really took away from the win, really took away from the excitement. Those got to go back. Some of those players play for Canada. And while we shit on Canada and make Canada out to be the enemy, even though they've been friends forever with America, it's pretty embarrassing how we're treating them right now. So, political double standards, man. Now let's address the controversy head on. A viral line going around is that the most frequently mentioned, including Epstein, Maxwell, and Trump, they are mentioned the most in the files. And yet the committee is disposing Hillary Clinton. You asked for this clip. You asked for this shit. We already played that. Like the clip. They already said it. I already said it, man. Old girl from Political Girl, McGowan. Mm-hmm. And she talked about how it's fake. All of it is mess. All of it, man. It's just fake. If the goal is the truth, why did the process look like politics? Why? That's the real question, man. And there are only two possible answers. Number one, they're chasing relevance and headlines and accountability, or they're protecting Trump and other rich people, sacrificing others for fucking optics and politics. Now, we watched Senator Rubin, and he put this in a way that cut through the noise, letting people know what's really going on. We see places and other people in other countries getting arrested. We see princesses and CEOs are being held accountable everywhere in the world except the U.S. So y'all really think that the Americans just didn't do anything wrong, but everyone else in the world is getting arrested for this shit? Or do you think that we just protect the rich here? And that's what we do. We protect the powerful. We got a fucking felon as a president. I can't even get a job at McDonald's as a felon. I can't even work at fucking 7-Eleven. But y'all voted for this motherfucker for president. Craziness, man. Crazy shit. Mm-hmm. Now, Ruben Gale is Arizona senator, and he said some powerful things about holding people accountable worldwide. Except here. Except in America. That's the pressure point. Because overseas institutions are cutting ties fast while we steady letting the motherfuckers who in the pedophiles be the president.
Yep.
The pedophile and the pedophiles. That's what's going on, and we're protecting these people here in the U.S. Now they're using excuses like, well, the Democrats didn't care. They didn't care about this. Man, the Epstein files have been talked about since the 90s, bro. Y'all can quit it with that shit trying to act like you're the only people that cared. We didn't make it our life like the right like to make things their whole existence. But everybody's talked about the files, and everybody has wanted to get this information. Here in the U.S., we're stuck in the subpoena theater. And now the spotlight is widening to other figures, including Commerce Secretary Howard the Duck Lutnick. ducking. Oh, Howard the Duck. Ducking it. I didn't do it. I don't trying to duck accountability. But Howard the Duck Lucknick, he's gonna pay. The reporting about potential subpoena talks is already out there. They coming after that man. He could try to duck his way out of it if he want to. You see what happened to Giuliani for trying to ride for Trump and do all these criminal fucking things. His fucking political life is over. They done sued that man for everything. Oil leaking out the side out of Giuliani's head. That man looking bad as hell. Trump chewed him out, used him, and spit him out. Now you don't even see Giuliani nowhere. He did everything to help Trump and try to steal the election. Now they done sued that man for everything he owned. He ain't got
that man in hiding somewhere.
A pot to piss in or a window to throw it out of. Broke as fuck. Fucking with Trump. Now, Mr. Howard the Duck Lucknick is going to answer, man, because these subpoena talks are going on. And calls for scrutiny of his ties with Epstein is going. It's coming.
It is. But let's go ahead and land the plane here, because what we know from mainstream reporting this week is that, one, Hillary Clinton testified on Thursday, February 26th, and publicly criticized the process.
Mm-hmm.
Because they had also requested to be interviewed publicly in front of cameras.
They didn't want that, though.
Bill Clinton testified on Friday, February 27th, and denied any knowledge of crimes, reporting notes the historic nature of a former president being compelled to appear. And lastly, the DOJ is under scrutiny for how the files were handled and whether or not the records were mistakenly or intentionally being withheld. And here's what Habari believes. Accountability cannot be partisan.
Mm-hmm.
Transparency cannot be selective.
Mm-hmm.
And justice cannot be negotiated by the same people who control what the public is actually allowed to see.
That's real.
If you're going to investigate the Epstein files, then everybody who is in those files should get the same heat.
That's real.
Not just politically convenient targets, but hey, everybody is saying that's what it is.
Yeah. I have to agree. And these people are saying Democrats love criminals when you have a president that you voted for that's a criminal. 34-time criminal, felon, found guilty, liable of rape. What do you, I mean, it's crazy that y'all can even fix y'all mouth and talk about criminals and corruptions. The biggest corruption is coming from the Trump administration right now. And y'all are all looking the other way as he's getting sued daily for shitting on the Constitution and wiping it with his butt. Now, you can say whatever the hell you want to, but at the same time, y'all are the ones sitting around voting for and making excuses for a fucking felon who's in the files. He's in the pedophiles. He's in there. Deep. He's in the pedophiles deep. He has 2 rape allegations in the files. Y'all don't want to see it because it's y'all dude. That's y'all daddy. Y'all don't want to see y'all pops fall. But he's been a piece of shit all his life. And y'all voted for that. A reality TV piece of shit. We know you would. Because y'all are y'all in the cult, man. Y'all don't care about the Constitution. When you have a king and he's running your cult, you'll drink the Kool-Aid and die. You'll drink the Kool-Aid because you know that's where it comes from, drinking the Kool-Aid. The people drank the Kool-Aid and died like a motherfucker. Whole church went to Southern America. And that's y'all. I will keep yapping. I will. 34 fake fellas. See, that's what y'all would say. That's what y'all would say, man. It doesn't matter what happens to this dude. Y'all, even if the courts come down, find the man guilty, y'all still going to say, oh, he didn't do anything. Like, dude, y'all protect criminals. Like, the law, the Constitution means nothing to you people. You just trying to protect your pops. It's crazy. It is crazy. Y'all would drink the Kool-Aid and die like a motherfucker. Get a Kool-Aid to your kids dying, everything. It's crazy as hell. Now we're going to go a little bit more into this Anthropic company, man, and this AI shit that's going on with Trump. Everyone around the world is watching this shit. And we're discussing it more, something that may define the next decade of American democracy. We know DEI gone. You guys love it. You hate diversity. You're celebrating that there's no more diversity in America. Yay!
When have there ever been tampons in the boys' bathroom?
It's so dumb. They believe that stupid shit. They just dumb. They're so worried about cultural stupid issues, man, that they can look over rape and pedophiles. They can look over that shit. There's men in the women's bathrooms. We all go to the same bathroom when we in the house. When we leave the house, everybody's flipping out who's in what bathrooms. That's why all these people have just been starting to come with everybody bathrooms.
Yep,
we don't even care no more.
Bathroom.
Unisex, just we don't care.
You all use
because I mean, dude, there's a people. They don't understand that there are people that are born with both sexes, and that those people have to decide what they're going to be in with their life. Then they have to decide what's going to be cut off. I know they don't think, they're just really silly people who think everything is created by God, who does everything perfectly, but that's not how shit works. So, not how it works. DEI it's not only benefits them dirt bike juice. You're incorrect, my man. It did benefit them more, but it didn't only benefit them. That is untrue. You're wrong. It did. Giving people opportunity and everybody an opportunity is good. Yes, white women definitely did see more of the job placement and the job hiring than black men and black women. But DEI, to say that DEI is bad and giving everybody a chance to get a job is just insane. In a diverse country, you want diverse workplaces. And y'all are upset talking about, no diversity. The most racist shit I ever heard in my life.
Accountability gone. So where's the accountability for Trump?
Bro, a lot of black people benefited from DEI. You can't pinpoint on who was hired because DEI isn't a rule that hires people. It's just a rule that gives everyone opportunity. So I couldn't say who benefited that was black and say, he was hired because DEI. Like, there is no numbers. It's illegal to hire someone because of their color. You can't keep books of that or you would go to jail. I hired this guy because he's black. Civil Rights Act made that illegal. You can't hire someone because of their color. Only thing you could do is give them an opportunity. That's all. If you don't like DEI, it's because you're racist. That's all. If you could say fuck diversity, it's because you're racist. That's all. You live in a diverse country. It's a very segregated America. Some of you people feel like this country is all white because you live in an all white town because things are segregated in this place. But you're incorrect. Diversity is good. Now we got this artificial intelligence company standing up to the United States military, standing up to Pete Hegseth and Donald Trump as they try to make this company do what they want them to do. Based on reporting from February 26th to 27th, AI company Anthropic has refused a demand from the United States Department of Defense, the Pentagon, to remove safety restrictions from its AI model, Claude. Now, according to reports from outlets including BBC, Defense Secretary Pete Hegseth demanded Anthropic eliminate its internal red lines so they can cross those lines and do whatever they want to with the AI systems. Now, AI being used for targeting in autonomous weapons, AI being used for domestic surveillance of U.S. citizens is one of the things that Anthropic said they will not do. But here's the key. Anthropic refused. CEO Dario Amomati reportedly stated the company cannot in good conscience accede to the demand because such use conflicts with the democratic values. Let that sink in, man. These guys are willing to cheat. They're trying to spy on Americans and use AI to surveil you. And while you're looking the other way and not paying attention and crying about who's in what bathroom and DEI, these guys are going to use surveillance to watch us. Use AI to have autonomous weapons. This shit is dangerous. And it's way past the Constitution and its values. But let that shit sink in. A private tech company telling the Pentagon no. And the reaction from the Pentagon was to destroy this company, to do everything they can to take them apart. So we're going to break it down, man. What exactly the Pentagon wanted, why Anthropic refused, the threat of the Defense Production Act, what supply chain risk blacklisting means, because that is something that the Pentagon has listed them as a supply chain risk, because they wouldn't do what they wanted them to do. Disgusting, disgusting stuff. And what this means for democracy, man, it's not a science fiction. This is happening right now, man. It's crazy.
Yeah, exactly. So let's go ahead and break down what the Department of Defense is reportedly requested. According to BBC reporting, Secretary Pete Hegseth demanded that Anthropic remove safety restrictions from Claude that prevent autonomous weapons targeting and domestic surveillance of U.S. citizens. Autonomous weapons means that AI systems capable of selecting and engaging targets without direct human oversight.
That's crazy.
Domestic surveillance means that AI monitoring Americans, communications, patterns, your digital footprints at large scale. Now, this isn't just about a simple battlefield logistics move here. This is about lifting ethical guardrails. Anthropic built Claude with internal restrictions, preventing its use for lethal autonomous targeting and certain forms of surveillance. And the Pentagon's position reportedly, they're saying that those red lines interfere with national security needs. Wow. But Anthropic's position says that those red lines are protecting democracy. That's where the collision is happening.
Yeah, man.
Anthropic is saying, no, we have a moral code that we do not want to cross over.
Mm-hmm.
And Trump and his DOJ administration is saying, we don't care about your moral codes. We don't care about your ethics. Do what we want you to do.
Right. Yes, it's insane, man. It's insane, man. They're trying to spy on us, use this shit to spy on us. They want AI weapons without human oversight? What? That sounds insane. You want a fucking AI weapon running around the city? What are they talking about, man? What are you talking about? You want to have machines running around the cities with guns, making decisions if they can take lives whenever they want? What are we doing here? Dude, a republic, my guy, Dirk Black Juice, a republic is a democracy. So saying that America is a republic and not a democracy is the craziest shit ever. They're the same thing. They're the same. A republic is a democracy, man. I don't know why the right love to say that fucking sentence, because it makes no sense. Goodness. Anyway, Dario Almaty reportedly said the company cannot in good conscience comply. That language is strong, man. And I'm happy that he stood up. It frames the issue as moral, not contractual. The Pentagon allegedly gave Anthropic a deadline. And they already passed the deadline. They said, fuck them. They say comply or face consequences is what the Pentagon says. This is not America, man. Right, exactly, Sarah Connor. Exactly, man. Those consequences reportedly include, this is what the president and Pete Hegseth said that they will be doing to Anthropic for them not complying with their demands. They are discussing invoking the Defense Production Act. They are discussing, I think they already have labeled Anthropic as a supply chain risk. They are blacklisting them from government company contracts. We're talking about a potential $200 million contract that they'll be losing. That's not toxic change. And yet, as this reporting window, Anthropic has stood firm. They're not bending to these people. But my fear is that some other company will. Some company will come in and let these people do what they want to and let AI surveil us, let autonomous Waymo cars run around the city with guns on them, making decisions of who they can shoot and kill when they feel like it. This is crazy stuff. Now, the right, yeah, that's good. I'm glad you brought up COVID shots. Y'all flipped out because we're trying to stop a disease from being spread. But them fucking spying on us, putting guns and shit in AI's hands, nah, no big deal. But a vaccination shot, something that's fucking been saving us for a fucking 100 years, a century. Oh my God. I don't want to do that. This is why we know that y'all thinking is pure partisan and pure Fox News. Because if they don't tell y'all what to think, you don't care. Now, if this was Democrats doing this, y'all would be fucking flipping out because it's Democrats. But me, if this was Democrats doing this, I would still be on here saying the same shit. Because I don't give a fuck who side or what side it is on. This is crazy. I'm happy that Anthropic has stood firm. Reportedly, the only major AI vendor refusing to allow its tools for these specific military applications. Now let's talk about the Defense Production Act. We're going to talk a little bit about that, man. The Defense Production Acts and blacklisting threats. Go ahead.
Of course. The Defense Production Act dates back to the Cold War. It allows the federal government to compel companies to prioritize or produce goods necessary for national defense. It's powerful, but historically it's been used for things like steel production, medical supplies, semiconductor prioritization. But using it to force an AI company to remove ethical safeguards, that's a different conversation all in itself. But then there's the phrase supply chain risk. If Anthropic is labeled as a supply chain risk, it could effectively be blacklisted from federal contracts. That's a massive financial and reputational consequence for Anthropic. So the message from the Pentagon is, if the reporting is accurate, appears to be comply or lose all government access, which raises a fundamental question. Should the government be able to compel any AI company to remove their ethical guardrails?
Bro, Pat Yeager, that might be the dumbest shit I've ever read in my life. Straight up, bro. I feel a lot dumber reading that shit. Boy, that's some dumbass shit. Y'all, I mean, dude, y'all spend so much time on conspiracy theories that y'all miss real life. You know how many millions of people got the fucking COVID shot? Like, you're talking nonsense. Goodness. No, the people who didn't get the jab are usually crazy. Because you all think that you know more than doctors You know more than scientists, and you're listening to online podcasters and fucking crazy people. I am never going to sit here at this fucking microphone and say I know more than a doctor or a scientist. I am never going to sit here and talk and say research I did online, it means more than a fucking doctor's or a fucking scientist, real word, who have done real tests. And I'm looking some shit up online and using that as the way of trying to say a doctor don't know shit. I'm not a fucking doctor. I'm not a fucking scientist. I'm going to listen to them. Going to listen to them. I'm not going to sit here and do my research on fucking Google. I don't even know what the fucking shit means. I'm not a fucking doctor. These people think they know more than doctors, and that's why we know you're crazy. Because if you think that you can go to Google and just be like, well, I know more than a doctor who's fucking been studying this shit for 25, 30 years. I just read 30 minutes on it. I know more than you. You're a fucking idiot. Now, here's why all this shit matters, man. AI is just not another tool. It scales power. Autonomous weapons shift decision making from more humans to algorithms. Mass surveillance powered by AI scales observations to a level that no human agency could ever achieve manually. If the Pentagon is pushing for these capabilities, the question isn't about whether other nations are doing it. The question is, do democratic societies maintain guardrails even when pressured by security fears? Anthropic's stance, as reported, suggests some lines should not be crossed, even for profit. These guys are missing out on millions and millions of dollars by standing on their morals, something that a lot of you people could not say you would do. Being stared in the money by the face by the amount of money that these people have turned down to stand up for their morals is unbelievable, and I applaud them for that. Because some lines should not be crossed, even for fucking profit, even for fucking contracts, even under government pressure from Trump's administration. Now, we're going to try to be balanced. National defense leaders would argue AI is already being developed by adversaries. If the U.S. refuses to adapt, it falls behind. But we also have to keep the morals in place that America has had since day one. We can't do things just because China is doing it and the way China treats its people. We can't be treated the same way because our Constitution gives us different freedoms and we live life in a different way. So if you're going to try to figure out a way to stay with the rest of the world and keep up with the AI as they are moving forward, I understand. But you can't go past the guardrails that is already put in place by our Constitution and our freedoms that we have fought for. I'm not going to give up my rights just for you can spy and surveil on us. And I would think that no matter what side you on, that you would agree with this. Who wants to be surveilled? It doesn't make any sense. China has a growing middle class, bro, so you can stop saying stuff like that, man. They are able to pay people less to do a lot of jobs, but they have a large growing middle class there. That's why their economy is growing really fast. You can't have a fast growing economy without a middle class. But this is the tension, man. Security versus liberty. Innovation versus ethics. Is innovation more? Is innovation, does that outweigh ethics? Do we supposed to give up our ethical and moral stance for these people to be able to surveil with innovation and new ways of doing things? Are we supposed to give up our Constitution for Trump can be able to look at our Ring cameras whenever he feel like it? I know y'all love Trump and everything he does, but this should be a fucking line that he cannot cross. This is not TDS, man. This is not wanted to be surveilled by the government. If you do nothing wrong, see, man, that's a Nazi way of thinking, my brother. That's the way people were hurt. If you did nothing wrong, you got nothing to worry about. So these people surveilling us, we have nothing to worry about. They can make up shit. You see how they doing people right now, ICE? Just making up shit and throwing people in jail. You could be next. I know, man. I know Republicans really don't see issues until they smack them in their fucking face. But we can see the problems with this. PBS is not gone. You are wrong, William Hall. You're wrong. They still exist. They're just not getting the money from the government. PBS still exists. I'm just watching a video clip from them the other day. So you are wrong. They are not gone. They didn't fall apart. You're wrong. So what else is good? Power versus restraint. Trump then wants the power and they do nothing to restrain themselves. So, go ahead.
Yep. Power versus restraint. But let's go ahead and close this out clearly. This story is not about being anti-military. It's not about being anti-technology. It's about oversight. If the Pentagon can demand removal of ethical safeguards today, what can they demand tomorrow or in the future?
Mm-hmm.
Facial recognition at large scale, predictive arrest modeling, an AI-driven citizen profiling. Anthropic's reported refusal may represent something rare. A tech company saying no to power.
Mm-hmm. Very rare, man.
Whether this stance holds or what the Pentagon decides to do next, this could define how AI is integrated into American defense and its domestic systems. We'll continue to follow with this story because once AI's guardrails are removed, they are very, very hard to put back in place.
Mm-hmm. Pat Yeager, another ignorant comment. If we did your suggestion, don't worry about things you can't control, Black people would still be slaves. You always have to fight for your rights. You always have to stand up for what's right. You guys have a bootlicker mentality, man, and it's sad to see. You all fly the flags that say don't tread on me, but y'all love being treaded on. You bend over fast. It's crazy. I wouldn't give a fuck if it was a Democrat or Republican. This is wrong. Wrong. I don't care what side you're on. It's incorrect the way this is being handled. Some things, man, that shouldn't be partisan. Some things that should be bipartisan. Easily. Some things that we should agree on when it comes to the Constitution. But when things come up that we agree on and we should agree on, what do you guys do? Oh, look, it's a trans guy in a bathroom he shouldn't be in. Like the real problems just get ignored. Because y'all want to focus on bullshit, cultural, dumb shit. You're so worried about somebody else's pants and somebody else and what somebody else got going on in their pants. You're obsessed with it. And it's crazy to me. But we're going to get into some more clips before we get up out of here. From ICE to the State of the Union, what's really happening this week in America? Our first clip today, just rapid rundown right now. We got a series of clips that together paint a picture of where the country is right now, from ICE holding pregnant teens in Texas to the FBI director pounding beers to the State of the Union fallout to tariffs, Medicare threats, protests, and political chaos. We're going to play these clips, man, then we'll break them down and what they mean for America. But let's start with something serious, man. ICE holding pregnant teens. I don't know if do I have that. Reports show ICE is holding pregnant teenage girls in a Texas facility. That's not speculation, that's happening. Let me see. I don't know. We got it. The violence in Mexico, JD Vance. Is it the giant note? ICE training. Is it play the ICE training broken, I guess.
I am here because I am duty bound to report the legally required training program at the ICE Academy is deficient, defective, and broken. 5 months ago, I was asked to teach the law to new cadets at the ICE Academy in Glencoe, Georgia, where ICE is training its new, inexperienced recruits. I volunteered, those without law enforcement training, I volunteered to take on this assignment based on my experience in law enforcement oversight, including at the state and local level prior to my work with ICE. On my first day, I received secretive orders to teach new cadets to violate the Constitution by entering homes without a judicial warrant. For the last 5 months, I watched ICE dismantle the training program, cutting 240 hours of vital classes from a 584-hour program. Classes that teach the Constitution, our legal system, firearms training, the use of force, lawful arrests, proper detention, and the limits of officers' authority. For example, they ceased all of the legal instructions regarding use of force. This means that cadets are not taught what it means to be objectively reasonable, the very standard which the law requires them to meet when deciding whether or not to use deadly force. Our jobs as instructors are to teach them so well that they can make split-second decisions about what they can and cannot do in life or death situations. Yet, in the name of churning out an endless stream of officers, DHS leadership has dismantled the academic and practical tests that we need to know if cadets can safely and lawfully perform their job. All to satisfy an administration demanding they train thousands of new officers before the end of the year. DHS told the public that new cadets receive all the training they need to perform.
Yeah, man, and that was former ICE trainer testifying. Former ICE trainer Ryan Schwenk tells Congress agents are being trained to ignore constitutional protections. He says the academy training is deficient, defective, and broken. Broken.
Broken.
Really?
Anywho. If true, that's explosive.
That was horrible.
But ICE agents swear an oath to uphold the Constitution. If the training undermines that oath, that's not partisan. That's structural.
Yeah, man. This is a big issue. From the first issue, we talked about them. I don't have the Kash Patel video either. I don't know what happened on that. But we didn't get the one with the pregnant teens. We'll have to go into that more. I had a video of the lady talking about it. But this is just dangerous, man. This is dangerous stuff. You know, they push the ICE training to 47 days because Trump is the 47th president. Like dumb shit, man. They push down the training to get guys out in the streets quicker. And then these guys go out in the streets and they kill people.
They pushed it to 47 days because he's the 47th
that's
president.
the day they picked. He's 47 days because he's 47th president. And you heard dude says they took away training days because they were supposed to have way more training than what they are getting right now. So we have untrained, crazy people who are probably people that were pardoned for January 6th. We already seen all of the messaging that the Trump administration put out to tell those from the Proud Boys, all these crazy white supremacist groups to come and join ICE. And that's why they have on masks. Because if we saw those people, we would already know, oh man, that's the dude from Proud Boys. That's dude from that. That's why they have on masks. That's why they're hiding it. Now, I did have the Kash Patel beer celebration, but for some reason I got the video up here. But FBI Director Kash Patel was celebrating Team USA gold medal by pounding a beer. And that many are calling a cringe stolen valor moment. It was really disgusting, man. Really disgusting. Celebrating sports and celebrating the win is fine, man. But there was no reason for that guy to fly out there and take a private jet. There's no reason for him to be out there. The optics fucking matter. When you lead the FBI, tone matters. Authority requires discipline. And that dude has none. He's not a fucking frat house member. He's in there drinking like he didn't fucking made a goal. That shit was embarrassing. And anybody who's fucking behind that shit and what Kash Patel was doing is fucking ridiculous. Ridiculous. You know, I was gonna do this John Barron thing, but they said we didn't worry about that. We're gonna go to the next clip. But let's see what my next clip. Trump. Now, this one right here, we got Trump versus Obama on the State of Union. Go ahead and play that.
I commit to every Republican here tonight that I will not only seek out your ideas, I will seek to work with you to make this country stronger.
I look at the Democrats in front of me and I realize there is absolutely nothing I can say.
Tripping.
I don't understand why it's been doing this today. Wow.
It's almost impossible to
Commit to every Republican here tonight that I will not only seek out your ideas, I will seek to work with you to make this country stronger.
I look at the Democrats in front of me and I realize there is absolutely nothing I can say to make them happy or to make them stand or smile or applaud. Nothing I can do.
If you share the broad vision I outlined tonight, I ask you to join me in the work at hand. If you disagree with parts of it, I hope you'll at least work with me where you do agree.
These people sitting right here will not clap, will not stand, and certainly will not cheer for these astronomical achievements. They won't do it, no matter what. It's very sad, and it just shouldn't be this way.
Understand, a better politics isn't one where Democrats abandon their agenda or Republicans simply embrace mine. A better politics is one where we appeal to each other's basic decency instead of our basest fears. A better politics is one where we debate without demonizing each other.
We take out the criminals, killers, traffickers, and child predators who are allowed to enter our country under the open border policy of these people, the Democrats, the Biden administration, the open border insane policies that you've allowed to destroy our country.
For all our blind spots and shortcomings, we are a people with the strength and generosity of spirit to bridge divides, to unite in common effort. We are still more than a collection of red states and blue states, that we are the United States of America.
In recent years, our justice system has been turned upside down by radical left lunatics.
Now, Republicans will watch that and they will call Obama evil. Dude never talked shit about anybody. But they hate that man because he's black. He's black. Even black people can't stand him because he's black. Ridiculous. The dude has never said anything and demonized anyone. He talked about bringing people together at all times. Trump has a plaque calling him the most divisive president ever. While this dude at the State of the Union dividing us, not bringing us together, because that's what the State of the Union is supposed to be, bringing everyone together. The president is not supposed to, on the world stage, shit on the other half of the country. At all. I mean, it's crazy. No, Democrats and Republicans aren't going to agree on a lot of things. That's fine, just like he said. But we all are Americans, and we're all supposed to be working for the same thing, for the betterment of this country. Dirk by Juice, I just lost a lot of respect for you, bro. I ain't gonna lie. I didn't have much, but I just lost the little respect I did have for you. Anyway, it's terrible, man. I mean, it's just terrible that we can see those two speeches and come out and say Obama's bad. The dude talked about bringing the country together, working. You may not agree with me, but I hope that we can come out on the things and agree on and work on the things that we do agree on. Yeah, Obama had more deportations. Yeah, man. But he didn't have all this chaos going on while I was doing it. You know, they called him the deporter in chief. The right was all over it. They tried to use it against him. But they're sitting there screaming, build a wall and everything. You think they would be clapping for what he did. And he got rid of mostly criminals and people who were not going to be able to come to America in the first place. That's the people that he went after, the people that was coming to the border and wasn't supposed to be there. People are coming from amnesty, and some people shouldn't be, and some people are trafficking people. There's a lot of things that's going on. Obama did much better. A lot of people are wishing that we can go back to those days instead of the days that we are in right now, fighting 24/7, calling each other names.
America.
Yeah, man, they hate Obama.
Meanwhile, Trump just killed 201 people and 747 others have been injured across Iran.
Yeah, man, Iran is bombing the shit out of us. They've bombed several more places that we've been live today.
A U.S. Navy base just
got bombed. So, you know, you guys are sitting here celebrating Trump and people are dying. It's all good, man. Keep celebrating. Keep celebrating. Who was the recession called by Liquid Skittle? Who was the reason we had a recession? What was the reason we was in a recession?
Them Republicans that came in before Obama.
Why did we have a recession and why was Obama trying to fix the recession? And I know y'all memory is really short. And you know, y'all really are fucking gross.
That good old economy that we had when Trump got in that first time, that was Obama's economy.
Fuck out of here, man. They get on my nerves. So the State of the Union, man, suggested tariffs could replace income tax. That's a fucking joke. Economists would tell you tariffs are taxes on imports, often passed on to consumers. Replacing income tax entirely, that's not simple math. We don't make enough money off of the fucking tariffs to replace that, you idiot. And remember, the Supreme Court struck down his previous tariffs, and the tariffs that he's put in place right now only have a 150-day window. He has to either take them off or do something else because they took away his tariff power. Now, dang, we don't got that anymore. All right, let's go ahead and play Morgan Freeman, man. Video all at the top.
World from where we are now. How would you describe where we are now?
I need to be.
Yeah, it's been on something today.
Man. Go ahead and play that one, whatever plays.
World from where we are now. How would you describe where we are now?
Can I use any profanity?
You can say whatever you want.
Well, we have somebody sitting in the White House who's leading us down a shithole. I can't personally understand how a convicted felon, 34 felonious, is that word? Counts of wrongdoing gets to be president. How do you do that? I mean, you say, well, he was camped. I don't care. That ruling went down before he stepped into the Oval Office. So it just doesn't make sense to me.
Were you, with your life experience, did it feel like we were going backwards? Did it feel like the country was on, as Martin Luther King would say, the arc of history was turning toward progress all the time? And did this feel different?
Very different, very different. I'm constantly reminded of Germany in 1935, what was happening there. The brown shirts, those people that are marching through particularly Berlin, and rounding up people, putting them in boxcars and sending them off. Now, this administration wants to build large detention centers, and for what?
Mm-hmm.
Question.
What do you tell young people who are living through this, and this they think is the worst thing? Certainly, if you're 20 years old, 25 years old, this is the worst thing you've seen, is the condition this country's in now.
Absolutely. Absolutely the worst. I don't know what I would say to young people other than, if you are at all aware of where we're headed, where we are right now and where we're headed, and if you don't agree with it, there was one sure way to change the direction of our country: vote.
Mm-hmm. That the old message is the new message.
Yes, yes.
Oh, man. No. One time Morgan Freeman said some stuff about Black History Month that a lot of people on the right loved, because he said we shouldn't have Black History Month. But they misconstrued what he was saying. What he was saying is it should be every day that we should be celebrating Black history, not just a month. But, you know, they grifted toward the fact that he said we shouldn't have that month. They loved it. Now he has an opinion and shut the fuck up.
Right.
But if Kid Rock says something, yeah, Kid Rock, let's go, yeah. But anybody else on the left says something, just shut up and dribble. Go act somewhere.
Mm-hmm.
When the one actress, I don't even know her fucking name, had the jean commercial, they was all celebrating.
Oh yeah.
Forget her name. They all, because the people were like, oh, the jeans and jean, great jeans, and her.
Yeah.
And I don't even know the girl name. Sweeney. Yeah, Sweeney. That's her name. They was, yeah, Sweeney. Yeah, let's go. But anybody on the left have an opinion, shut up. Dribble. Shut up. We don't want to hear it.
Get the SOBs off the field.
Yeah, man. They wild, man. They're wild. But let's do this one. JD Vance. Do we have that one?
I think we do have that
one.
one.
Yeah, JD Vance talking about Medicaid. Let's run this.
So we're announcing today that we have decided to
violence around.
Everything just wants to do its thing today.
So we're announcing today that we have decided to temporarily halt certain amounts of Medicaid funding that are going to the state of Minnesota in order to ensure that the state of Minnesota takes its obligations seriously to be good stewards of the American people's tax money. Now, what is this going to mean? What this means is that, first of all, the providers on the ground in Minnesota have actually already been paid. The state has paid those providers the money. What we're doing is we are stopping the federal payments that will go to the state government until the state government takes its obligations seriously to stop the fraud that's being perpetrated against the American.
Asinine. Straight up asinine bullshit. Like I say to all these motherfuckers online daily, you are attacking fraud in Minnesota when so many states are seeing fraud from these voucher programs. If people are buying fucking diamond rings and money that should have been going to the public schools. Now we got people buying diamond rings and big screen TVs and going on vacation with the fucking money. Fuck the schools. But now this dude is going to put people's lives in danger by some people, older people, not being able to get the Medicaid that they need for the fucking, maybe they need a surgery. Maybe they about to die and they needed this money for this fucking shit and you're not going to give it to them. Oh, we're going to make them pay. Like there's no fucking Republicans in Minnesota. Like this is fucking dangerous, dog. They playing around with people's lives. America already has shitty healthcare. Medicare is one of the only fucking things that helps people who are fucked out here. And this dude is doing what he can to make it even worse. If there is fraud in Minnesota, go and catch the criminals. Don't make the people who need a fucking surgery pay. But he wants to fuck the entire state because Trump didn't win the state, so fuck everybody there. There are people who are going to die because of this bullshit, man. And they're playing games talking about, there's fraud there. You are the federal government. Go fucking find it. Go arrest the people. They're blaming the Somali people when the lead person of the fraud was a white lady. And then they're going to blame the whole state. All these old people who are waiting in line to get a fucking surgery done, they're done. Fuck them. We don't like what's going on in Minnesota, so nobody gets any health care. Everybody should die. That's the game that people are playing right now. Republicans, it's disgusting. People are going to die because they don't like Minnesota. And you're okay with that? I can't imagine what the Republicans in Minnesota are saying to their fucking constituents. There are Republicans in Minnesota. It's not all Democrats. What are you saying to your people who need Medicaid? Well, there's fraud here, so you just get fucked. Fuck you, because there's fraud. There's fraud in everything. There's fraud in white-collar jobs, blue-collar jobs. There's fraud in the government. There's criminal in every level of every life that we fucking live. So we just shut all the shit down? There's fraud in prisons. There's fraud in the police. There's fraud in the fucking president, the White House. Should we just shut that motherfucker down? This shit is trash, dog. And they're losing people's lives to fuck with people, to get back at people for they won't do the things that they want. This is insane. And if this doesn't piss you off, dog, you have issues. It is not the person who needs to get Medicare to help them to get past something they are going on health-wise. And you're going to say, fuck them. And J.D. Vance was smiling at the State of the Union when Donald Trump brought it up. Yeah, we're going to fuck them. Yeah, we're going to take away their Medicaid. The whole state. The whole state? You're going to take away their Medicaid? How does that, what? So you're going to let people die. People can't get the medicine they need. For you can pay back the politicians and because you don't like the Somalis that's in there. Like I seen this Tommy Lauren girl talking about the people in Dearborn, Minnesota, because it's a lot of Arabs in Dearborn and Muslims. Oh, it wasn't even Tommy Lauren. It was some other chick. I don't even know her name. I ain't gonna put it on Tommy. Another girl, another right-wing girl. Oh, look at Michigan. All those Muslims up there. Like, this is just a fight because people don't like that there are people that don't look like them in America. And they feel like America should just be Caucasian only. And whatever they got to do, if we got to take away their Medicaid and their Medicare, hopefully only the black and brown people will die and the Somali people, maybe they all will die if we take it away from them. Like, this is crazy. Do you know that how many Americans go broke because they can't afford health care, my brother? You are a pretty disgusting person, Dirt Strike Juice. I ain't gonna lie to you, bro. You okay with letting people die because they can't afford health care? You might be a piece of shit.
He is a piece of shit.
Like, straight up, dog. You are a straight up piece of shit, G.
If you can't afford the health care, you don't deserve to be here.
There's a lot of people that go broke. Health care.
I hope somebody in your family in the next 10 years is born with a health defect that they need health insurance for, and your family can't afford the health insurance for them.
It's pretty disgusting, bro. I ain't gonna lie to you. These people, man, I don't get it, man. Why y'all so disgusting, dog? This is why the single payer system needs to be in America. Everybody should be covered, dude. This is ridiculous, man.
Health insurance, health care should be a right.
A right.
Not a privilege.
Not a privilege that you don't have the money, you just die. And we're looking at people and say, can't afford it, fuck you, die. We're okay with that in America? You're okay with your neighbor dying because they can't afford the fucking medicine?
What if it was your best friend who got real sick and they needed your help? You gonna help your best friend out, or you just gonna say, fuck you, die?
Obviously, they don't care. Obviously, they don't give a fuck. Fuck poor people. They all should die. You can't afford anything. Can't afford anything. Only the strong survive. Man, stop it. Some people are born with all type health defects. That don't mean that they should just die because they weren't born strong. This isn't 1600, my guy. This isn't 1600. Everybody should have health care, man. In every 31 of 32 first world countries has health care for everyone.
They don't care that health care for all would save Americans $600 billion a year.
They like this stupid ass system, and then they love just blaming Obama. The system been bad forever. The system is horrible. We try to put in Band-Aids to try to stop the bleeding of our healthcare system, and nothing is working, man. This is the reason why you have to have some social programs in a capitalistic country. Because if you put it all on fucking capitalism, the people that have nots just die. And I know that a lot of people are okay with that. And you go to church every week and pray to God. And then you, at the end of the day, you vote to fucking kill poor people. And then call yourself a fucking religious person.
Call
when the whole Bible is talking about the poor and the fucking people who are hurting.
Heal the sick, it says.
They think they are fucking religious. When these motherfuckers,
you're not a Christian if you can't heal the sick.
If you don't care about the people that are poor, giving us your huddled masses, the things that America was built on, helping the poor.
Love
y'all
thy
want to
neighbor.
Fucking shit on them. Y'all are disgusting. And then the Democrats are terrible because we want to help poor people.
Treat people the way you want to be treated.
Because we want a system where no one is left behind, and you want a system where fuck everyone. If you don't have it, fuck you. And you say the Democrats are trash? I mean, it's weird as fuck to put yourself on a moral high ground when you're saying fuck poor people. Fuck them. They can't afford it. Fuck you. Die. What? Yeah, tell Jesus that. See how much he would like you. When you go to fucking got your choice between heaven and hell, tell him, hey, I didn't want poor people to get fucking health care. I mean, if they couldn't afford food, fuck them, die. Yeah, you're going straight to heaven. Because that's what God fucking wants. That's what they preach in the Bible, is to shit on the poor people. I don't know why you people think y'all going to heaven, why y'all think y'all fucking religious is going to save you, but it's not, because you shitted on people your whole life. You're going straight to hell.
Yep.
Don't pass go. Just go to hell.
On a fiery boat.
You're going. You think Christian nationalist, they call themselves, ain't nothing but a fucking racist that don't give a fuck about people who don't have nothing. It's ridiculous, man. You can't shit on people and think that you're a good person. But somehow they do it. I don't know how they have the fucking mental gymnastics in their brain that they have to go through to make themselves feel like they're a good person. The church, the Bible, everything is supposed to be based on helping people, helping those, the paupers, the people who were suffering. That's all the Bible was about. It's helping people, healing those that are hurt. And you sitting there trying to tell us how, fuck them. Fuck them. We don't want, you know who put in the health care for everybody? Ronald Reagan. I don't agree with most shit Reagan said, but that was right. You don't fucking leave people on the side of the road to die because they're not a citizen. But it's so stupid. Those people that we are allowing, when everybody needs to get health care in the country. If I go to Britain right now, break my arm, I'm straight. I go to America, break my arm, I got to pay $100 million. Whew. Man, dog.
This war he done started is ridiculous. New reports are showing that the first strikes on Iran appeared to hit near the offices of 86-year-old Supreme Leader Ayatollah.
Yeah,
they're saying that he's been killed, according to Israeli leaders.
They took out Ayatollah already?
Yep, took him out. Signs are growing that Iran's Supreme Leader was killed, according to Israeli leaders.
Oh, man, this is about to be crazy, dog.
Yep.
This is about to be crazy. If they already keep their supreme leader, it's about to be some ass, man.
This was reported 10 minutes ago.
Man, nobody would want to come to America. Y'all act like America is so great while y'all sitting around shitting on everybody. There's nothing great about America, man. Y'all try to make it sound like it's great, man. And y'all just don't. The only thing you do is shit on everyone. Y'all don't know if it's confirmed, man, but that's the reports that's coming out right now that Ayatollah was killed. We don't know for sure, but that's the reports. We can't say 100%. But that's what it's looking like, man. This war is about to get crazy. We're in a full-fledged war right now. You know, hey, you know what William Hall says. Good, okay. You ready for people to die? That's fine. You don't care.
I
if
hope
people
you
die.
ready to go to war, and hope you ready to go.
I wish it was Trumpers only. They would have to go out there and put their lives on the line. Since y'all think it's okay, go take your ass out there. I'm ignoring you, Scotty G, and your racist shit. You leave. Take your ass back to Europe. Take your ass back to fucking Britain, Norway, wherever the fuck your ancestors came from. Go back. You too, Treckler, go back to your fucking country. Dutch, whatever the fuck you came from. Y'all always telling everybody else to leave. No one in North America can tell anyone to leave but the Native Americans and the Mexicans. The rest of us are visitors on their fucking shit because this was their land first. Not you motherfucking white motherfuckers. You don't get to tell nobody to go back nowhere. Period. Y'all think y'all own this land. This land was taken. It was not yours. Go back to your shit. Yep. You want to go back to all white people? You can go to Norway.
Norway, Denmark,
you can go to all
Finland,
that shit at any time.
Switzerland.
This land was always brown. Always brown people was here. Fuck out of here. I'm done for the day, man. Y'all done pissed me off. I'm done. I'll talk to y'all on Wednesday. We're over with the show, man. Please make sure to subscribe. We're trying to bro some news and make Habari something that's big that can really tell the story to everyone what's really going on in this country and in this world. We need media, man. We need bigger media, and we don't have media that's represented by people that look like me. And we're going to keep working into it. It's something, and we're going to keep building. So subscribe if you're willing to build.
Like, follow, hit that notification bell. Most importantly, become a member.
That's really, you become a member, man. You get your own emojis, your own comment section. You get videos that's just for you. So become a member, man. It's really cheap. It's a couple dollars to support per month. We appreciate you guys. Have a good rest of your day.
Thanks for watching another episode of Habari Live. Make sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel and get updates on news, the podcast, and more. Follow us on Facebook and Twitter. And don't forget to visit www.habarientertainment.com. See you next week. Peace.